Hugues Pervergne is a landscaper with a magic touch. Armed with his secateurs, he designs spaces and gives new perspectives to pretty restrictive areas, like this little rooftop terrace in Paris.
Although it only measures 40 square meters, it seems bigger because we've created a slight trick on the eye. We have set up the plants in a way that makes the perspective longer. I have put up a mirror which gives a slight optical illusion, suggesting the garden leads elsewhere.
One of Hugues Pervergne's specialties is making the most of small spaces, and he uses several techniques.
It's very important to use climbing plants in a small area. They don't take up much space on the ground, and they become very voluminous upwards. There's always a small trade-off. What shall I keep free so I can move about, sit down with my friends, how many friends, and my family, the children, and how much space should I reserve for plant life, for the fantasy, the poetry.
Much thought and detail goes into the project. It's very well planned, like an architect. In his own urban garden in the Paris suburbs, each plant has its place and its function.
Here as well, I make sure there are gaps, so that these two parts are separated. This one too. You can see beyond this tree, but it also has great presence, and this gives a small garden more depth.
There are all sorts of different species in this garden, and we never see the same thing twice.
Even in a little garden, we can create what I call destinations.
The vegetable plot behind the gate, the secret hut hidden under the evergreen, and the terrace on the roof of the wooden shed.
I love the idea of going from one place to another. I go up the stairs, I reach a little gate, I pass under a leafy tunnel. All these mini happenings in a small place give the impression that we are travelling a little further.
And these cabins to get away from it all, made-to-measure cabins, are another one of Hugues Pervergne's specialties.
I've noticed that cabins are very popular nowadays, as they are the complete opposite of how we live today. It's like a return to basics.
And with the stress of city life, nothing beats a little time out in the garden to let your imagination run wild.
Sometimes I imagine I'm a butterfly or a bee, gathering pollen from the flowers in my path.
Another vision of urban life as seen by Hugues Pervergne.